Alex had millions of followers on TikTok, but when she discovered her quietest student secret, her entire perspective on life completely changed. The afternoon sun streamed through the floor-to-ceiling windows of Dance Fusion Studio as Alex Rivera set up her phone for another TikTok recording. At 25, she had built an empire on social media, 3.2 million followers on TikTok, 800,000 on Instagram, and a dance studio that was booked solid with students eager to learn the latest viral choreography. Alex's life looked perfect from the outside. Designer workout clothes, a studio in the trendy part of downtown, brand partnerships that paid more in a month than most people made in a year. Her TikTok videos regularly hit millions of views, and she was invited to collaborate with major influencers and celebrities. But lately, something felt missing. The constant pressure to create content, to stay relevant, to keep up with ever-changing trends was exhausting. Sometimes Alex wondered if anyone saw her as more than just a viral video machine. "All right, everyone, let's run through the routine one more time," Alex called out to her intermediate class. 15 students, mostly teenagers, filled the mirrored studio space. As the music started, Alex's eyes automatically scanned the room, watching for technique, timing, and energy. Most of her students threw themselves into the choreography with enthusiasm, desperate to nail the moves they'd seen her post online. But there was one student who always caught her attention, Maya Chen. Maya was 16, with long black hair that she usually kept in a simple ponytail. She always positioned herself in the back corner of the studio as if trying to become invisible. While other students laughed and chatted between songs, Maya kept to herself, quietly practicing moves and watching others with careful, observant eyes. The thing was, Maya was incredibly talented. Her movements were precise, graceful, and full of emotion that most trained dancers took years to develop. But she seemed terrified of being noticed, never volunteering to demonstrate moves and looking panic-stricken whenever Alex tried to give her individual attention. After class, as students filtered out chattering about weekend plans and upcoming TikTok posts, Maya began packing up her things with the same quiet efficiency she brought to everything. "Maya," Alex called out gently, "can I talk to you for a minute?" Maya froze, her backpack half-zipped. "Did I do something wrong?" "No, not at all. Actually, I wanted to talk to you about how talented you are." Maya's cheeks flushed red. I'm just here to learn." Alex sat down on the studio floor, patting the space beside her. After a moment's hesitation, Maya joined her. "You know," Alex said, "I've been teaching for 5 years, and I can count on one hand the number of students who have your natural ability. You move like you were born to dance." "Thank you," Maya whispered, but she didn't look convinced. "Have you ever thought about posting your own content? I could help you create a TikTok account, teach you about editing, and—" "No." Maya's response was so sharp and immediate that Alex was startled. "No thank you. I prefer to keep things private." Alex studied Maya's face, noting the way her hands trembled slightly and how she wouldn't make eye contact. "Maya, is everything okay? You seem scared. Not of dancing, but of being seen dancing." For a moment, Maya looked like she might open up. Her lips parted as if she was about to say something important. Then she shook her head and stood up quickly. "I should go. My dad will be here to pick me up soon." Alex watched through the studio window as Maya waited outside for her ride. A few minutes later, a simple sedan pulled up. Alex caught a glimpse of the driver, a middle-aged man who looked tired but smiled warmly when he saw Maya. Over the next few weeks, Alex found herself paying more attention to Maya. She noticed that Maya never had the latest dance shoes or trendy workout clothes like the other students. Her dance bag was worn and had clearly been repaired multiple times. She always paid for classes in cash, counting out crumpled bills carefully. But more than that, Alex noticed Maya's hunger for dance. She stayed after every class to practice, using the studio's Wi-Fi to watch tutorial videos since she apparently didn't have unlimited data on her phone. She took notes during class, actual written notes, in a small notebook documenting combinations and corrections. Alex also noticed that Maya never talked about social media. While other students constantly referenced TikTok trends, Instagram stories, and viral videos, Maya seemed to exist in a completely different world. One evening, after a particularly intense advanced class, Maya lingered longer than usual. Most students had left, but she remained in the corner of the studio, repeatedly practicing a challenging sequence they'd learned. "The studio's closed," Alex said gently, "but you're welcome to stay and practice if you want." "Really?" Maya's face lit up with genuine surprise. "Of course. Just lock up when you're done. The code is 4829. That night, Alex came back to the studio around 10 p.m. to grab her phone charger. She was surprised to see the lights still on and music playing softly. Through the window, she saw Maya dancing alone. But this wasn't the cautious, reserved Maya from class. This was someone completely different. Maya danced with a freedom and expression that took Alex's breath away. Her movements told a story, sometimes joyful, sometimes heartbreaking, always honest. Alex stood transfixed, watching Maya pour her soul into the empty studio. She had filmed thousands of dance videos, worked with professional choreographers, and performed for millions of viewers online. But she had never seen anything as beautiful as Maya dancing when she thought no one was watching. After Maya finished and began gathering her things, Alex knocked gently on the door. Maya spun around, mortified. "Alex, I'm so sorry. I know I stayed too late. Don't apologize. That was incredible." Alex stepped into the studio. "Maya, what you just did, that wasn't just dancing. That was art." Maya looked confused. "I was just practicing." "No, you weren't. You were expressing something real." Alex paused. "Can I ask you something? Why are you so afraid of people seeing you dance? You have a gift that most people would do anything for." Maya sat down heavily on the studio floor, suddenly looking much older than her 16 years. "You wouldn't understand," she said quietly. "Try me." Maya was quiet for so long that Alex thought she wouldn't answer. Finally, she spoke. "My mom was a dancer, a really good one. She performed with a professional company before I was born." Maya's voice was barely above a whisper. "She taught me everything I know about dance. She used to say that dancing was like breathing for her, something she couldn't live without." "Used to say?" "She died 2 years ago. Cancer." Maya wiped her eyes with the back of her hand. "After she passed, my dad and we had to start over. We lost our house. Most of our savings went to medical bills. We moved to a small apartment across town." Alex felt her chest tighten. "Maya, I'm so sorry. My dad works 3 jobs now just to keep us afloat. He drives for a rideshare company during the day, stocks shelves at a grocery store at night, and does weekend maintenance work. These dance classes, he pays for them because he knows they're the only thing that still connects me to my mom. That's why you don't want to be on social media." Maya nodded. "I can't afford the clothes, the equipment, the lifestyle that comes with being a content creator. And honestly, the whole thing feels wrong. My mom taught me that dance was about expression, about connecting with something deeper than yourself, not about getting likes and followers." Alex sat down beside Maya, processing everything she'd just heard. "Every time I dance," Maya continued, "I feel close to her again. But I also feel guilty, because she'll never get to see me perform, never get to watch me grow as a dancer. Sometimes I wonder if I should even keep dancing at all." "Maya," Alex said firmly, "your mother wouldn't want you to stop dancing. She'd want you to honor her memory by continuing to develop the gift she helped nurture." "But what's the point? I can't afford to go to a real dance school. I can't compete with all these influencers who have professional lighting and expensive costumes. I'm just nobody." Alex felt something shift inside her chest. Looking at Maya, this incredibly talented, humble, grieving teenager, she realized how far she'd drifted from what had originally inspired her to dance. "Maya, can I tell you something? I started dancing because my older sister was a ballerina. She was diagnosed with a degenerative muscle disease when I was 12, and she couldn't dance anymore. I promised her I'd keep dancing for both of us." Maya looked up, surprised. "Somewhere along the way, I forgot about that promise. I got caught up in the numbers game, followers, views, brand deals. I started choosing choreography based on what would go viral instead of what moved me." Alex paused. "Watching you dance tonight reminded me why I fell in love with dance in the first place." They sat in comfortable silence for a moment. "What if we did something together?" Alex asked suddenly. "What do you mean?" "What if we created something that honored both our stories, not for likes or views, but for the people who taught us to love dance? Your mother, my sister." Maya considered this. "I don't know if I'm ready for that kind of attention." "It doesn't have to be about attention. It could be about connection, about showing people that dance is more than just trends and viral content. Over the next 2 weeks, Alex and Maya worked together after regular classes ended. Alex taught Maya basic video production skills, but more importantly, Maya taught Alex to dance with intention again. They created a piece that combined Maya's emotional storytelling with Alex's technical skills. It wasn't a typical TikTok dance. It was slower, more contemplative, telling the story of love, loss, and legacy through movement. "I want to show you something," Alex said one evening, pulling up her phone. She showed Maya the draft of their collaboration video. Maya watched herself on screen, dancing with an openness and vulnerability that surprised her. "Is that really me?" Maya asked. "That's you when you're not afraid. That's you honoring your mother's memory." Maya was quiet for a long moment. "If we post this, what happens?" "I don't know," Alex admitted. "Maybe nothing. Maybe everything. But I know that creating it with you has reminded me why I love dance. It's given me something I didn't even realize I'd lost." "What's that?" "Purpose." They decided to post the video on a Tuesday evening. Alex wrote a caption that told Maya's story, with her permission, and explained why this video was different from her usual content. The response was immediate and overwhelming, but not in the way Alex expected. Instead of the typical comments about moves and trends, people shared their own stories of loss, perseverance, and finding meaning through art. Dance teachers from around the world reached out, offering Maya scholarships and opportunities. But more than that, viewers seemed to connect with the authenticity and emotion of the piece. The video went viral, but not because of a catchy dance trend. It spread because it touched something real in people, a hunger for genuine expression in a world saturated with artificial content. "Look at this," Alex said, showing Maya her phone a week later. The video had 15 million views and thousands of comments. But Maya was focused on one comment in particular. "My daughter passed away last year, and she loved to dance. Watching this made me feel close to her again. Thank you for reminding me that art can heal." "That," Maya said softly, "is why my mom danced." 6 months later, Alex stood in the wings of a small theater, watching Maya perform a solo piece in a showcase for young dancers. Maya had been accepted to a prestigious summer dance intensive on a full scholarship, funded by donations from viewers who had been moved by their video. But more than that, Maya had found her confidence. She still preferred meaningful expression over viral content, but she was no longer afraid to be seen. Alex had changed too. Her new content focused less on trends and more on technique, storytelling, and the deeper aspects of dance. Her follower count had actually increased, but more importantly, her engagement had become more meaningful. "Nervous?" Alex asked Maya as they waited for her cue. "A little," Maya admitted, "but also excited. I keep thinking about what my mom would say if she could see me now. I think she'd say you're exactly who she hoped you'd become." As Maya took the stage, Alex realized that the most viral thing she'd ever created hadn't been a dance trend or a brand partnership. It had been a genuine human connection, one that had reminded both her and her audience that behind every screen was a real person with real stories worth sharing. Sometimes the most powerful content isn't designed to go viral. Sometimes it just goes straight to the heart. And sometimes, when you stop chasing followers and start following your heart, you discover that the most meaningful audience is the one that finds you because of who you truly are, not who you pretend to be. Maya danced that night like her mother was watching from the audience. And in a way, through the love and technique she had passed down to her daughter, she was.